You're not real. You're...
Clown, I have a favor to ask of you. Run away. You have to leave. You have to live.
You bastard! Yeah!
Hold on to that hatred.
Welcome everybody, KT here, and I want to talk again about the Final Fantasy VII Remake, the reveal that we saw at E3, and I want to this time talk a little bit about the scenes that are kind of new that were new for me. So most of the scenes we saw, what they showed, what they revealed was, I could recognize it from the old game, from the classic game. So there was not a lot of new things or strange things that I seen, but there was one scene particularly that I want to talk about here that was completely new, and there is this other scene when we first meet Ares, and then there is some kind of strange dark cloud spiraling around her, and I don't know if this is just an enemy or if this is has something to do with Ares. Maybe they want to deepen the story of Ares a little bit more at this point. I'm not sure. The problem is they cut out before we really see what the cloud is at this point. So the scene.
Y'all gotta look at the bigger picture here. Nothing worth fighting for was ever won without sacrifice.
Help me!
Scene is the reveal of Sephiroth, and if you didn't watch the first, if you didn't play Final Fantasy VII and you don't want the story spoiled, then this is a spoiler warning. I will talk about things that happened in the story of the classic Final Fantasy VII. This may, I don't know, maybe some things will change a little bit in the remake. I'm not sure, but just a spoiler warning here. So the scene where we see Sephiroth the first time, and I was really thinking about what is the meaning of this scene. Did we really meet Sephiroth at this point, or is this just in the head of Claude? And I kind of think we don't really meet Sephiroth at this point. This is just in Claude's head, and here I kind of want to discuss the reason why I think this is the case. And so first thing of all is that Sephiroth doesn't really care about Claude that much. And of course you can now say, no, he cares about Claude because Claude stopped him one time when he wanted to get Genova, and because he destroyed Claude's hometown and hurt Tifa. Claude stopped him at this point, and managed actually to defeat him, so he must definitely care about Claude. He must see him as kind of rival or something like that. But when we look at the story of Final Fantasy VII, that Sephiroth never acts like that. That Claude is his enemy he is afraid of or he cares about. He's not afraid of Claude. Claude doesn't matter to him, and we kind of see this through the whole story. I think the first time when we really meet Sephiroth, so there's this one thing maybe I have to say first is another reason why I think we don't really meet Sephiroth there is in the original story. We never meet Sephiroth in Midgar. The first time we hear about Sephiroth or we see him in the game is in the backflash part where we're outside of Midgar and Claude is telling everyone his experience with Sephiroth. The first time we really meet him, and I'm not 100% sure if I remember correctly, but it should be on the boat when we travel from one continent to another. I think that's the first time we really talk about present Sephiroth, and at this point Sephiroth is kind of like takes a moment to even recognize Claude. He doesn't react immediately, and then he kind of says something like, "Oh, you're that soldier guy," or something like that, and he doesn't really care. Um, maybe I have footage of this, and I can bring it up for this video, so I can show you what I mean with that. And then when we go through, he doesn't really care about Claude and his group too much. Maybe he cares a little bit about Ares, because Ares is an ancient and she has the holy materia, and the holy materia can stop the comet from falling. And that's why he ultimately defeats, kills her. But up to this point, he doesn't really care about the others in the group. Only Ares matters up to this point. And even after that, he still doesn't really care about Claude and the team. He fucks a little bit with Claude's memories, because Claude is living a lie, and I want to talk about that in a moment. But he puts a little bit of kind of stones in their ways to make their life a little bit harder, but he never actively, up to this point, he never actively fights them. He always uses parts of Genova to confront them. He never fights them at this point by himself, and probably if he just did, he would easily, at this point, probably easily win. He doesn't really care about Claude and the group, because they're just part of this human race. He wants to destroy them all for what they did to his ancestors and stuff like that. So probably up to the final fight, I don't really think that he's so concerned about Claude and the rest of the group. So now, why do I think it's just in Claude's head? And that's kind of with what I said, is that that he kind of lives a lie, and this could be because he was injured and he got macro injections, what saved him, but probably twisted his mind a little bit, and his memory got kind of not changed, but just his memory got mixed up, and because he was so ashamed that he didn't make it to be a soldier, to be one of these elite guys, but just some normal dude, and he had this relationship with an elite soldier. I forgot his name. I think it was Zack or something like that. So he kind of, in his memory, he twisted everything that he was Zack, and not that he was Zack, not just a normal soldier, but an elite soldier, and that's so thick in his memory that he thinks that that's true up to this point. And of course, so he is kind of a little bit crazy. His mind plays tricks with him, and so I think this scene, the reveal of Sephiroth we saw, was just something in his head, that he still has this hate towards Sephiroth, so Sephiroth just showed up, because, like I said, he's still thinking, he's still wrong in his mind what his past was and stuff like that at this point, and that this would make, to me, a lot more sense than that we really meet Sephiroth there and then he just plays around a little bit with Claude and says some stupid stuff and disappears again. It would make a lot more sense if it was just something in Claude's head. But you can tell me in the comments what you think, what this scene was all about. So now kinda, why did they do this change? I don't really think this is for storytelling reason. I just believe they wanted to show Sephiroth or in the trailer and everything right now, and the problem is we never leave Midgar, we never meet Sephiroth at this point, and they just want to show off Sephiroth. Um, so they mixed in this scene. So now the question is, will they go further with this, or will they keep it just by with this one scene? So how exactly do they do that? And this could be a very dangerous thing to kind of play around with this stuff. If you just leave it with this one scene, it may seem very disconnected because the reveal that what happened to Claude in the past, what he is mixing up in his mind, probably because of the macro injections and everything like that, comes a lot later, this reveal. So if you just leave it with this one scene, just for the reveal of of this trailer and just the E3 reveal, then it will feel very disconnected, very out of place. So you kind of have to play a little bit more with that, I believe, to make it feel less disconnected. But you can't kind of start to overdo it and just in every second scene Claude sees Sephiroth and goes crazy. Then Sephiroth disappears with a stupid phrase or something like that. I'm sorry, I shouldn't mock this phrase, but it was kind of cringe. So it really felt cringe. So forget it. Maybe it's not that cringy. Maybe just it was for me. So felt a little bit out of place. Yeah. So if you do it too much, then again it feels really strange, and people who don't know the story will think what the hell is going on, or will realize too much that something is very wrong with Claude. What is kinda in the original Final Fantasy VII is a very slow reveal, and that's why it still comes very surprising. It also feels probably very strange for someone who knows the story. Maybe he can make it up faster what is going on here, but it may still feel strange. So they have to be very careful there, how they proceed with the story. So I don't mind. I absolutely don't mind. They don't have to go one-to-one every scene from the original story. They can, if they stay true to the characters and to the story, they can absolutely explore more stuff with these characters, and that's a way to do it. But like I said, I'm a little bit worried that it was just really, we want Sephiroth in the trailer, so give us a scene that excuses us to put Sephiroth in this trailer, and then they will never explore this kind of thing more. Or they say, okay, now we just put Sephiroth in every moment of the game. Then it also will kind of feel strange to the story and everything. So, but we will see. Yeah, tell me what you think. How did you feel about this scene? How was it for you? Did you feel, yeah, it felt natural? Did you kind of feel like that it's strange what is going on there, like I did, kind of? Or what do you think what this scene meant? So thank you for watching. See you soon. Hello everyone. I'm working right now on a turn-based RPG. It's a game I'm building myself from scratch. I'm doing the models, the animations, the textures, and of course the scripting and everything myself. You can check it out on itch.io/. Remake.io or on GameJolt. The links are in the description. There is a demo version that is focusing on the combat system and the progression system. And you can download it for free, and feedback is always welcome. Thank you.